All right, guys. Hi. Today we're going to learn how to calculate parts of a triangle when you know the angle of depression or the angle of elevation. You need to make sure that your calculator is on the degree mode before we begin this. So for all of these problems, you need to think of the horizontal line of sight, which is straight ahead. So angles formed above will be the angle of elevation, and angles formed below will be the angle of depression. So angles formed above or below a horizontal line have a special name. So here we have a girl and she is looking at a bird. This is on the top is the bird's horizontal line of vision or line of sight. And so if the bird has to look at the girl, the bird is going to look down. And yeah, it's going to look like this for you. So this is how low she has to go from her line of sight. And that is the angle of depression. Now for the girl, in order for the girl to look at the bird, the girl has to look up. So here is the angle of elevation. And it turns out that in this case, the angle of depression for the bird is the same as the angle of elevation for the girl because the two horizontal lines are parallel and they are alternate alternate angles. So you'll get questions that will ask you which types of angles are these, and these are pretty straightforward. Angle 1, the bird is looking down, so it's an angle of depression. Angle 4, uh, someone standing at the bottom of the mountain, if he's looking up at the balloon, then that's that person's angle of elevation. And then it asks you what is angle 2 and what is angle 3. And again, these are quite easy. Angle 2 is the person looking up at the bird, so that is your angle of elevation. And angle 3 is the person looking down at the base of the mountain, and so that is your angle of depression. And so we're going to use trigonometry to find angles and side measures. So here's a question in which there is a windmill, and suppose you stand 53 feet from a windmill and your angle of elevation to the hub of the turbine is 56.5. If your eye level is 5.5 feet above the ground, how tall is the turbine? So in order to do this question, you do have to think a little bit, but I do want to show you that what they are doing is that they're looking at this angle, and the tan of this angle is x over 53. So you have tan of 56.5 is equal to x over 53. And so you multiply both sides of the equation by 53. So x is equal to 53 times tan 56.5, which you put in the calculator. It turns out that x is equal to 80. But then this 80 is the height over here. But remember that the person who's standing is also 5.5 feet tall. So the final answer is going to be 85.5 feet. So I want you to try the got it number 2, which is on the bottom here. Make sure you pause the video and give it a try before you look at the answer. All right, so let's take a look. The diagram looks like so because it tells you that your eye level is 6 feet above the ground. And so the tan of 32, I also wanted to show you that if A is equal to X times Y, and you need to just remember this, then X is equal to A times Y when you multiply both sides by Y. And Y, if you want to find Y, then Y is equal to X over A. All right, so keep that in mind. See what I have here. And so in the question above, what they have done is they've multiplied both sides by 53 and you round to the nearest whole number. So let's look at got it number 2. So you can first find your x. To find your x, you're going to write tan, let me do this way. All right. Tan 32 is equal to x over 1000. And then you do your multiplication by 1000 on both sides, and you get x is equal to 624.8. Now remember, don't round inside a problem. You want to wait for the rounding all the way till the end. Your calculator can keep the numbers in it. And so you're going to add the 6 feet because the person is 6 feet tall, and the answer is 631 feet. So the problems themselves are not difficult, but the challenge is going to be in reading the question. So I want you to take a moment, pause the video, try to do number 34 by yourself, and see if you get the same answer that I got. All right, here we go. I'm ready to reveal. So my diagram looks like so, but the firefighter is herself 5 feet tall. So you have to account for that 5 feet height of hers. So I've added 5 feet on the bottom. So the height of the window that is burning is X, and the top of the building is going to be X plus Y. So you're going to set up two triangles. The first one you want to find X. So tan of 28 is X over 75. Multiply both sides by 75 and find X. Turns out to be 40. And then in the second triangle, which is the larger green triangle, it's going to be, all right, tan 42 is X plus Y over 75. So X plus Y is 75 times tan 42. And you solve for X plus Y and you get 68. And since, okay, that doesn't work. All right, so since X plus Y is 68 and X is 40, you can calculate Y, which is what they're looking for, and Y turns out to be 28 meters. That is it. Good luck with homework. See you soon.